Hello there and welcome to my channel. This is Kate in the Nest and it's a happy Saturday afternoon here. So I wanted to extend my best wishes to you. Thank you so much for watching me or joining me or listening or whatever you're doing here. I'm just grateful for your company. Nothing makes me happier than being in my nest and being able to share. So you can see I'm truly back. I've got some of my special things that I only got to see briefly before I travel. So I'm starting off with my crazy bird candlestick that I just adore for the sake of her. And I shared most recently some of the things that I brought back from New Zealand. And of course, I didn't remember to share a lot of them. So I'm set up for work here, but I'm just going to try and squeeze this beautiful treasure in. This is probably one of the reasons why my Tote of Hope got wrapped in plastic, because I was trying to take this sewing basket home on the plane as well. So it's just walked into the eclectic store, and my eyes, like Bron was with me, and my eyes just went to this, and I thought, I need that. So that is a sewing basket. I'm not going to cover it. Can I show you the details? I know it's really up close, but she's beautiful. The catch is broken, but that doesn't worry me. I will, and I have filled her with treasures. Oh, I didn't show you these. I've got a whole set of these little tiny egg covers, I think, but and then there's teapot ones as well. But look, hello from Kate. All sorts of things in that treasure basket. So thank you for those of you who've watched me share my treasures. I always feel a bit awkward about, I know that this is unusual for me, and now I'm so privileged to be able to shop for things that I adore, because then I do share them again. And yeah, so if it looks like I bought a lot when I was in New Zealand, I did, but that's because I've got lots of places to go. So settle down, and well, I should be saying Kate, settle down, because can you hear how excited I am? This is an update on a project that I started when I was in Thailand. And it's really fitting because, you know, me, and I love, I love wearables. I love wearing the stuff that we make is probably what. And I'm determined to stop calling what we do, and I'm talking about all of us, craft, and keep it in the house. It's out and about. So art on my heart. Here's my green shirt under here, and there's a little bit of Indian Kantha there. But this cardigan, I also picked up in New Zealand. I love a good cardi. What about you? This is wool. It's lemon and green. It's got holes in it, so I'm going to be doing some visible mending and adorning her. But as I said to my husband and to the girls, I would have bought it just for the vintage buttons. Are they not beautiful? So we have, as makers, been doing gorgeous decorative things for years and years. This is probably from the 1930s, but so warm and snug. I need a jumper on today. And that leads me into an update. We're going to update and work on. So these are my threads. I have to say I arrived home to some happy mail from the beautiful Christy from Sobits. Packs and packs of fluoro cotton, because she knows how much I love to use those. So yeah, I've already opened and been pulling them out, and I've got some anyway, let's leave that in there. Okay, this is an update on the green jacket and the introduction to another piece in this story. This is my nest that is taking shape. The roses are red, and I'm using her as I stitch to carry my pins around, and G-pins and needles. Pins are getting scarce in my house. In collage and these bits, you can never have enough. Okay, so where am I up to on this jacket? What has it been? Would it only have been a week? Maybe. So I have adorned, but not stitched completely. I've adorned this shoulder, and this is the eclectic part of me. I showed you on the haul that I got this fabric from the Japanese shopping place in Bangkok, and the huge supermarket that starts with T that I can't remember. And I think I shared that I loved it because of these medallions and because of this trim. So it's new, but one piece of it offers all sorts of possibilities. So I put that into practice already. So on top of my base fabric, which is the Miss Rose Sister Violet, and this one that you've seen countless times, but the gift that keeps on giving, I've put one of the pieces of the Japanese fabric, which happens to be a bird soaring, and on all my pieces, I don't know if this is, I won't bring my shirt down to show you the bird. I like to have a bird or a butterfly, but mostly a bird, to symbolize transition, transformation, flying, soaring, all the things. And I hope that's how you are feeling at the moment, like you know where you're going and things are going well for you. So that piece is there. I've got the bird that I could embellish further, and she just sits beautifully in that garden. On the other, oh, there's a little, have I shown you that candlestick? That was Barbara's Storehouse, but look, if I could wear that on a, it just belongs there. Okay, on the other shoulder, similarly, I've pieced in the big pieces, the big bases, and now in our spirit of collage, we just add and embellish. So I've added that little similar piece with the red roses, like they're not roses, are they lotus, which is symbolic of, yeah, so many countries in Asia. And I saw some lotus flowers. And then where I'm up to is, I thought I'd take you through how I'm starting to lay down this piece. As I said, I love a cuff, and this one already had this beautiful fringy cotton. It's beautiful to stitch. I think I shared with you last time how much I adore, it's not blanket, but the softness of this fabric. So this is a big piece for me to put on the sleeve. Usually I do them up in a different spot, but I just felt that the garden flows. The other thing I've done is I've taken the label out because I think I explained in the first video, this white is so white. Part of me wants to make a little hole and get underneath, which I still might do. But in the meantime, I also thought I might embellish or line. I'm just going over here. Wrong colours, Kate. Because I'm in my nest, it's wonderful. I can just reach out and find interesting things. So I'm thinking of putting a floral in the back there to at least start the embellishing process. I mean, I've got enough of this fabric that I could actually line the inside, but I'll just give you an idea. I'm going to start with that yoke there. That's where the label was, and so that the garden will continue inside. And I sort of like that it's not exactly matchy-matchy, because, and I need some of those roses, I think, on here because they're stronger and I'd run out. So there we go. Are you ready? Have your cup of tea or whatever you have beside you. And we don't always have to have a cup of tea or coffee, but hey, it's fun, isn't it, when we get to reward ourselves. The other thing I'm thinking of before we actually start stitching is these ribbon lines on here. I'll just cut one of those out. And so I could completely harvest this if I wanted to, but I want to share it. So I'm not quite sure what that looks like at the moment, but let's just take this little random bit out. And remember, we're looking at alternative ways to find fabrics that are not in, brand new fabric shops. I mean, of course, we want to keep buying there, but sometimes if we are out at a homeware store, like a napkin or whatever that was, can just be a place of inspiration. See, my brain says that could start to be an adornment down the front. And it's a bit curved, and I haven't really thought about this, and it's too long. But so we're taking the original jacket, which was beautiful in itself, and we are deliberately adorning and embellishing it even further to make it uniquely ours and a piece of walking art. Now, speaking of that, have I told you I'm going to the WOW Festival in Wellington? I probably may have, in October, and newsletter is coming out tomorrow. I'm ahead of schedule, and I've got the details for all my remaining workshops and places I'm going in whatever this year is, 2026. And I can't say happy July because it's not quite July, but in my calendar it's nearly there. Okay, let's get stitching. I've got more needles than I need, and this one's thicker. So in terms of, I get questions about washing these things. Now, a jacket, I don't tend to wash very often because, they're an outerwear, and, these days at my age, how much physical dirty work am I doing in it? So I suppose it's not forefront in my mind, but I probably do tend to use the cottons more than the wools. Is that the needle I just pulled out? Like, how could that? So you think, where is that big needle? You'll be screaming at me, saying, Kate, it's embarrassing. That one is really embarrassing. So let me just get on with the show, which isn't a show. This is just real life. It's reality. I won't call it reality TV, but I am watching an old rerun of Project Runway. Well, it's not an old run. It's a new one. I always loved that series. My husband and I used to watch it way back in the beginning. So let's take the shashiko, which I need to wind before it gets totally in a mess. But at the moment I'm just, so it takes me back to the question I started before I lost the needle, is if you're someone who's going to be washing a garment like this a lot, or a shirt, stay with the, maybe more cottons as threads, but I really do not know the ins and outs of all of it. But if I had to wash this, I would hand wash it, or I'd send it away to get dry cleaned. So at the moment, it's the creative process. Okay, so I've left, so this is a big bloom of this fabric from Miss Rose Sister Violet. And I've left it, it's as I said, it's unusual for me to have that big flow, but I sort of have left it floppy at the top because I may cut them off, prune them, or I may add something over the top. So now, because I left that hanging, let's just go in here and go over the top of that to secure. I've been talking fast and loud. I think my husband and I were just saying, like, today is the first day. How many days back? 3. That it feels like the fog of jet lag is lifting and a little bit more normal in our sleeping pattern. That said, I did wake up and then go back to sleep this morning. Anyway, all is wonderful. And I have a lot of tidying up to do. So that's why I'm filming a tiny bit earlier. So that I can get this to load. For those of you who like a weekend video, I certainly do. I've run out of, well, I haven't run out, but you know, I like to keep current and have lots to watch, because it is my preferred thing to do when I'm stitching, is to watch and support other YouTubers. So just going a little bit crazy direction up here. I suppose what I'm doing more and more, and people ask me questions about it, is I'm just using the pattern, the fabric underneath, as the guide. It shows me a shape, and regardless of the colours, I just follow my heart and just decide where I'm going to stitch. And because the colours are complementary, it ends up sort of, I don't know what it ends up, but it's fun doing it. I've been cutting these shishikos really, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, really long, because I'm just keen to keep the stitching going. And of course this one will get some fluoro, just not at that point yet. I don't feel like I'm in a fluoro mood today yet. I've got a lot of pieces on the go at the moment, and that's when I'm happiest, when I can flit between them. Okay, that's enough in that little area. Let's leave that and go on another journey. I was watching Christine from Create and Craft with Christine a little while ago, and I was thinking what a beautiful thing it is that we all know each other, including all of you who don't YouTube, but I'm talking about Christine because she shared that her partner's mum has had a fall and she's helping out with the rehabilitation. And I just thought, isn't it wonderful to hear about the kindness and the sport and families and friends? And yeah, it's just a lovely medium. And I'm always saying I didn't know it existed until a couple of years ago. So shout out to any of you who are not in great health at the moment, or maybe feeling lonely. Please know that if you're here on YouTube in the Stitcher community, that you're never really alone. Just thinking about lists and things to do, and I mean, it's one of the things that I'm actually enjoying is getting my calendar out. And I bought a calendar that a diary, it's not a calendar, but I journal, that. I think I've shared that before, that I start the morning with writing my gratitude list and then looking at the month and the week and the day, and intentionally just look and what do they call it now? Analog. I've always been analog, but I love that I've got photos of my family in my journal. So when I open them up, it's part of my daily ritual. But that which leads me to actually finish my sentence, Kate, is that I just arrived home and I got an order of stationery that is starting from July 1 and going through to end of June next year. So it's like a financial package, but of course I don't see it like that. But it's letting me just look ahead, and in a way I can't wait for the 1st of July because that's the first day I've got bigger space to write about. And the rest of the year is looking so exciting in a magical way. And I don't like to talk too much ahead because things can happen, but I'm just daily looking ahead, which is so lovely. I said to my husband that it's taken a while to get back to that place, to be able to look forward and to plan ahead and to be excited. So if anyone ever wants any evidence of the power of community and connection, and linked with stitching, journaling, knitting, crocheting, all the things that we do, we could all give evidence, couldn't we? So there we are. We've got a little bit of a rose. This will be like on this part of the sleeve. I always try it on, and at Art on the Heart we have mirrors, so that we can plan the placement or put them where we think, but it's wearable, so we need to. So you've seen some of that up. Let's go up here. And is there anything wild we could do together? I'm just looking over and thinking, let's do some fluoro. So I've shown you many times before, but this digital print, it works so well. I tell you what I've been doing lately is some weaving, not on this piece, but enjoying, but I won't do weaving here because the fluoro cotton is not variegated. But what have I? Oh, I'll show you that on another day. This the weave. Oh, that's what I was thinking about. The weave on here is so beautiful and open to stitch. So we'll just do a little, not too much on here. Just give the eye something to go, oh, what is that doing on that woman's shoulder? Now, this is, oh, why didn't that finish off? I'm going to show you something very me at the moment. I don't want to finish this thread off because there's still, I don't want to finish, oh gosh, now I've gone through, really made a mess of that. Oh, there we are. I don't want to really finish because I've got a lot of thread still left, but it's enough for up there. So I was thinking in my head, I don't want to waste that. I don't want to pull that needle out. So this is where I jump to another project, which is a nice segue into the sister project of the green jacket. And that is, you know, I'm obsessed with bags. From the same shop as this jacket, they had so many bags and so reasonably priced. I got this one because she's squishy. She's so cheerful, and they had checks, and you know, I like my tartan, my stripes, not so much spots, and it's quilted, and it's got I don't know, it's just, it feels like there's wire, but there's not, but it's got this squidgy handle, and it's deep, and it's got a pocket in it, and I thought it's a great project bag. Put it over my arm, and of course adorn her. So here we are. It's brand new, but I took the label off, which is interesting because the label was blue and I couldn't have that. So it's Good for Good is the brand. And then I have this sort of complimentary piece of, it makes this look pale down, doesn't it? Very, very elegant and stately for Kate, which I have to be at various times. So I have cut a similar piece off, and this is the way I work. I haven't put this down yet, but as I was coming by, I'm working on another piece with this is the vintage flower from India, from Gujarat, that's right. I'm trying to be better with where places are. And so that's ready. I've kept the blue on for the moment, maybe because it's a little bit of a contrast where I tend to have not, well, I don't have the same piece, do I? Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, same fabric, but the blue's gone. So because I've got the fluoro, that leads us over here to a happy place. So change of stitching, change of project. I don't usually do it as often as this, but I may as well show you how my mind works. I was doing this up actually in bed, and I didn't have enough pins, so I just started using the needles. So I've got one pin, one needle. And Julie, this is the best sort of gardening when you can't get outside. I haven't told you how bleak and rainy and dismal it is outside and cold in the house. Because we'd been away for a while, our heater had to, the house had really, what's the word? Cooled down, meaning it was absolutely freezing. So it's taken a while to warm us back up, and so hence me wearing a shirt and a jumper and still being not all that warm. Okay, so a little bit around here. This is what I'm calling my high-vis stitching. Just making some of you laugh. Okay, I'll just go up here a little bit, get rid of that needle pin. I've also got a treasure in here that I'll show you, which is really going to make you laugh. It's a leftover from Fleur in my workshop. And I don't remember actually picking it up, and I think she might have thrown it in for me. It's like how we talk about our stash. We never, as bowerbirds, we never know when we might need to use something. So gather, gather, gather. So this is a little random story here, but we're attaching let's turn them. Actually, I might make some crosses out of them. Ooh, get myself into it. Oh, funny position. Let's call it mark making, hey? Because yeah, I will come back and finish that off, but you've got the hang of that. And so, da-da-da-da. Are you ready? Have I shown you this before? I actually can't remember now where I got it from, but I didn't buy it. Was it a gift from someone else? I'm not sure. But is that not divine? I actually thought she's too long, I think. But imagine if I did that on here. Maybe I've shown you this way before. I'm a bit obsessed. It would actually make this pop, wouldn't it? The other thing I've got is something I've loved, and I have to thank Rosemary in New Zealand for telling me that she had a quilt and did I still like this? And I said yes, so she went home and bought me back some more. So I've got lots of chenille. And I just love the texture. See, look, just like that. Okay, just like that. Let me just chop a bit. And see, it could roll into the inside. So just chop a length, pin it as an idea. I don't want to lose the beauty of that flower, but almost seems meant to be. There we are. I'll have to put something in there. It's probably a bit 2.5, but it's a thought. You'll see that one again. And now, just to show you that I won't leave that just like that. What would I do next? I'd do anything I feel like, which is to go to one of my favorites at the moment, which is this beautiful pearl gold. I've got this in the lighter one as well. But it just, I'm using this colour as very, oh God. And how does that happen? Very much as a joining colour, and when the stitches, you know, maybe I don't want them to be as obvious as in other places. See, I know the size of a needle instantly because I find that harder to thread, and no, it's not an 18. Look how many needles I've got here. Oh. My nails are disgusting. I know that. I'm so sorry to subject you to them. That will get fixed. I meant to do it when I was overseas and there wasn't one convenient, and I thought I don't want to spend my time travelling when I can be stitching. And now that I'm home, I don't want to leave the house. But I will. I have to. So I'm picking up some of these little random bits. And I'll go between and over the fluoro often. So it adds the texture. I saw this, I don't know whether I told you, I accidentally got an AI description of my work the other day. I may have told you, but it was very apt. I was talking about 3D. I thought, I like that. 3D stitching. And of course, everyone does 3D stitching. there we go. It's almost a weave, but it's a needle thing over the top. Now I'll come out here. So we're building the center of the flower. Like the bee does, flitting from bits to bit. Right, if you're still here, welcome to any new subscribers. You might have gone by now. But it's just lovely that our family is growing. So yeah, I'm not sure what time, but if you want to get on the newsletter, as I said, I'm having July out early, just so that I can get on to some other prep. And I've got Open Studio on Tuesday, which will be lovely. I've missed 3, which is a world record. That doesn't make me, well, it just makes me want to be there desperately. And because it wouldn't be, well, I've tangled my thread up. Let's just be a flower for a moment and finish with one of the most beautiful things about working with Fleur, and I'm sure she wouldn't mind me telling you, is that you probably can just see that mess down there in my of my threads. And she said more than once, she goes, it is such a relief to see someone with their threads looking like mine. Now that's coming from Fleur. So if you find it just happens that things get in a mess, be reassured. It happens to all of us, and we're all different. But just I'm just saying that to reassure you if that we're all different. And I continue to try different ways to be more organized, and I just call it as it is now. So here's this flower, and now I'm doing these inner petals with my favorite wool that I've dyed. I'm going to have to do some of that before the bazaar, so if you want some wools, I'm going to have a new selection, and I've got my new dye, new colours. I was saying to the girls in New Zealand, that is one of my most favourite things I've realised that I love doing, is making the wool. I'm not very good at cutting out things, the bundles, but I do like making colours that stitch to make a garden. And these are, the colours are set. So if I go back to the ye-old washing of Wearables, it's just like having a woolen jumper. Just wash it by hand and carefully, and I'm sure it will be okay. I'm doing more and more of these little tiny stitches influenced by my 10 hours on the plane. Oh, it wasn't 10. The other night. Really happy with the piece that I did. Feeling like this is a long video. Oh, she's starting to look. Just finish it off this thread, and that will be the sign to go. Bury that one up there. Oh my gosh, could be a world record in terms of length of video. I should go away more often and come home and treat myself. There we are. This is the green jacket. Shoulder, shoulder, sleeve, and the berth of the bag underneath. Oh, can't see her. It's trying to, that wearable. I try and finish with something that, sums it up, and I'm not very good at that. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Please take care, and I will see you again soon, like tomorrow, I think. Bye.